So here's what happened. Here is what happened. You remember the last time we gathered together and I didn't have my camera set where it was chopping the top of my fucking head off? You remember the last time we gathered together for the improv Bible study incarnation of this channel, and it seemed like every verse we turned around and read said something about the mouth, the lips, the teeth, or the tongue. It was a very orally fixated sort of experience. We got people in the chat already. Look at this. Despite the fact that we just sent out whatever notifications went out. Greetings to Diary of Lydia. Hello, how are you doing? Are you in or out of hospital today? My goodness, Lord. Godless Sewing, hello, how are you? Geo Sam, the man with the eyeballs, good to see you. It's been a minute. And my dear friend Brainbug, good to see you there. Well, I thought I'd be cute and reach back way into my theater background. When I was setting up today's stream, I set up the streams for the whole week the other day. Set up improv Bible study for all the days it happens, for Mental Health Thursday tomorrow, when we'll have a very special guest. Make sure you tune back in. Not somebody we've seen on the channel before, and not somebody I know. It's going to be exciting. Spooky Bed Hair, good to see you, my friend. Oh, glad you're at home, Lydia. Good, good, good. And I'm doing well. Thank you so much for asking. So I was thinking about this this weirdly orally fixated section of Proverbs that we're straggling our way through, dragging our way through by our fingernails. And I thought, you know what would be funny? I should say, hey, Angie Dell, good to see you. How are you? How in the world are you? I loved your victory dance. Godless Granny. Everybody's streaming in. I love it. So I thought of that that mouth warming up exercise that we all did either in choir or in theater. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue, the lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. And Paul Kamish, good, boy, the brand new avatar. Good to see you, my friend. And so I named the stream, The Lips, the Teeth, the Tip of the Tongue. I figured anybody who had watched the last one would get a kick out of that. And anybody who hadn't seen the last one would go, what in the world is old Junk Shop going on about today? Maybe I should check in and see. Well, about a day later, I got a notification from YouTube that my stream, which had not aired yet, had been taken down due to inappropriate content. It had been flagged to them, and they had determined it contained inappropriate content, and they took it down. So I said, well, the dickens, you say. So I went in and I changed the name of the stream in StreamYard, and I thought that would be good enough. It's not. Because you know what happened? It doesn't translate back through StreamYard. So I came in here and I was sitting here waiting. I had the stream set up, had the banner going across, was all ready to roll, intro, all this other damn thing. And there was nobody in the chat. Not one single solitary person was here either to give me support or to give me crap. And I thought, well, I wonder, I mean, I know it's Wednesday and Wednesday can be weird, but I wonder what's going on. So Lydia, I'm sure I don't know. How did I manage to get a stream taken down before it's even started? This is the second time this has happened. Somebody out there does not like me. I guarantee you that's what it is. Somebody's looking for any weird title excuse, and they're reporting them. Hey, Lone Wanderer, good to see you. So I went into Studio and I went to share out the video, which I realized I'd forgotten to do. And it had a little icon and notation that said it had been removed. And I went, oh yeah, that's right. So what did Old Junk Shop have to do? Set up an entirely new stream from scratch with 2.5 minutes till curtain time. And here we are. So anyway, that's why we have this title, Innocuous Biblical Title, ! And if anybody sees fit to report that and have it taken down, that I will contest. I will fill out the form and I will deal with the rigmarole and the bureaucracy and the bullshit. Assuming I don't set my face on fire first. And a bit of tea and Danish, hello. And Little Wolf, hello, if I hadn't said hello already. I saw you come in. I was just all bescrubled in my brain pan because I got, yes, bescrubled. That's exactly. It derives from the Latin. It does. Berscrubulo, berscrubulas, berscrubulat, berscrubulamus, berscrubulamus, berscrubulat. I am confused. You are confused. He, she, or it is confused, and so on. Well, so anyway, it worked, and here we are, gathered together in order to not ask the Lord's blessing. I've gotten a couple of emails from Concordia. My body of Christ is on its way. We are all set to do the body of Christ taste test on the 4th Sunday of Advent, assuming we get up to 250 subscribers by then. We're, I think, 17 or 18 to go. So spread the word among your heathenry and your atheistry and your blasphemy-loving friends. And we'll get to 250 before we know it. We went charging over 200 before I hardly knew what was going on. So if y'all want to see me eat Jesus live on stream, spread the word. One more quick thing, and then we will launch into Proverbs, because I know that's what y'all are aching for in your bones. You really, really want more Proverbs. That's what you're here for. It's not to look at my happy, smiling face, and it's not to hang out with each other in the chat, whichever side the chat is on. Look what I found, or rather, look what Julie found while we were doing the move. This is the Shrine of St. Who's-It. You got your barbecue rib bones preserved in vinegar. Yes, barbecue rib bones, that's exactly what they are. They wouldn't be anything else. It's barbecue rib bones. You got your scapula. You got your weird crystal thingy. You got your rosaries in various colors and kinds. There used to be something else dangling on St. Who's-It, but I don't know where it went. Poor old St. Who's-It has been through a lot with me here.
Tell them what I was worried
Hey,
about.
Ox. Ox says, hey, Junk Shop. Hi, Julie's shoulder.
Oh, shit. Hi, sorry. I was trying to be in there.
No, but we had to carry St. Who's-It across the courtyard because it wasn't going to balance real good in the car. Then we ended up carrying it across in the car regardless. But I was doing something else at the time, so I asked poor Julie, without thinking about the optics of it, to carry St. Who's-It downstairs and out to the car. So there goes Poor Julie holding this jar of moldering bones with crucifixes hanging off the side.
And now everyone, some of our neighbors either think I'm like super scary Catholic, like Santeria or some shit Catholic, or they think I'm a bruja. That's what's going on right now. God damn it. Sorry.
Every day, a new adventure. All right. Well, now that I have blathered on no end and confused half of y'all, alienated everybody who's watching who don't know me already.
I may have done. I'm sorry.
It's all right. And possibly alienated those of you who do already know me, because I never know where the line is or when to stop. I got to thank my patrons. These are the people who put up with my crazy, and not only put up with it, but support it in a monetary fashion over on what do you need, sweetheart?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was trying to be so.
Okay. But support it over on Patreon and give me feedback and encouragement and all manner of other ways of support. These folks are in alphabetical order. You see them scrolling at the bottom of the screen, and actually went the right direction for once. The Atheist Pastor, Aunt Jur, B, Bill, Brainbug, Mark, Caesar, Paul, Camish, Gary, Ilya Moon, Kim, the Lavender Lady, Linda, the Lone Wanderer, Mama Atheist, Nikki, Ox, no longer PMA, Rain, Robert X, and Santi the Same. Thank you one, thank you all, and thank you so very, very much. It means a tremendous amount, and it allows us to continue to do the absolutely iniquitous amount of streaming that we do from here in the library. Speaking of patrons, I do need to catch up my patrons on one thing. We won't be having the patrons streams this weekend. I've had a little bit of a worlds collide, and we've got to be out of pocket a little here in the library over the weekend, and so there won't be those streams. But then we'll be back on the regularly scheduled programming the following weekend. So forgive me, bear with me, and watch some of the old ones instead. I don't know what.
It's me. It's my fault. It's family stuff.
All right, so let's see. I have announced, I have explained. How's the video quality? It seems seems to be going okay from here. I made sure to close out everything I could in the background, so I think we ought to be okay. Let me know if it gets wonky, and I'll see if I can figure out what's going on. I have no idea what Brainbug is on about in the chat. None whatsoever. All right. Y'all ready for this mess? I don't know if I am, but we got to do it. We got to do it. Every last verse I said, and every last verse shall we do. My determination to go through the Book of Mormon after we finish this thing waneth with every chapter of this that we slog our way through. Y'all are saying it's a bit pixely, a bit fuzzy, video quality poor. Okay, let me try something. There are a couple of things. Sound is good though. Okay, well that's the main thing. There are a couple of things on in the background. I thought they would be done by now.
No, just making sure I don't have anything on this side.
And that's all I can do. Everything's closed out in the background, and I don't have anything running upstairs, downstairs, or in my lady's chamber. So, This is all I can do in terms of the pixelation. One of these days, Old Junk Shop is going to buy the longest fuck-off Ethernet cable you've ever seen in your life, and hopefully that will make a difference. Ox says it's almost like it can't focus. That, ooh, I wonder if it's the camera. I wonder if it's my crummy, non-focusing $20 Best Buy camera. That may be the next thing I need to invest in here in the library, is a better camera, and see if that makes a difference. All right, let's see. We left off on an even chapter. So that makes 21 our chapter for today. Yes? Yes. Okay. Ox suggests I try backing up a bit. Hey, Mark Caesar. Good to see you. Do you mean that literally, Ox? Like literally back away from the camera a little? Yeah, well, I'm not, yeah, thank you, Lone. I'm not working through OBS. I've tried working through OBS, and I've tried working through Streamlabs, and apparently I just don't have the bandwidth to support it. So I just go straight through StreamYard for now. And we'll see how things go. With me backed up a little from the camera, because I've got, you know what, that's probably it, because I've got such a busy background. It's having trouble, it may be having trouble picking out what to focus on. Have I tried a hammer? No. No, I have not. But that may be the next step. All right, Proverbs, 21st chapter. Let's see what the wisdom literature has for us today. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord pondereth the hearts. To do justice and judgment is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. An high look, a proud heart, and the plowing of the wicked is sin. The thoughts of the diligent tend only to plenteousness, but of every one that is hasty only to want. The getting of treasures by a lying tongue is a vanity tossed to and fro of them that seek death. The robbery of the wicked shall destroy them, because they refuse to do judgment. The way of man is froward and strange, but as for the pure, his work is right. It is better to dwell in a corner of the housetop than with a brawling woman in a wide house. The soul of the wicked desireth evil. His neighbor findeth no favor in his eyes. When the scorner is punished, the simple is made wise, and when the wise is instructed, he receiveth knowledge. The righteous man wisely considereth the house of the wicked, but God overthroweth the wicked for their wickedness. Whoso stoppeth his ears at the cry of the poor, he also shall cry himself, but shall not be heard. A gift in secret pacifieth anger, and a reward in the bosom strong wrath. It is joy to the just to do judgment, but destruction shall be to the workers of iniquity. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. He that loveth pleasure shall be a poor man. He that loveth wine and oil shall not be rich. The wicked shall be a ransom for the righteous, and the transgressor for the upright. It is better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contentious and an angry woman. There is treasure to be desired, and oil in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man spendeth it up. He that followeth after righteousness and mercy findeth life, righteousness, and honor. A wise man scaleth the city of the mighty, and casteth down the strength of the confidence thereof. Whoso keepeth his mouth and his tongue, keepeth his soul from troubles. Proud and haughty scorner is his name, who dealeth in proud wrath. The desire of the slothful killeth him, for his hands refuse to labor. He coveteth greedily all the day long, but the righteous giveth and spareth not. The sacrifice of the wicked is abomination. How much more when he bringeth it with a wicked mind? A false witness shall perish, but the man that heareth speaketh constantly. A wicked man hardeneth his face, but as for the upright, he directeth his way. There is no wisdom, nor understanding, nor counsel against the Lord. The horse is prepared against the day of battle, but safety is of the Lord. And there we have Proverbs chapter 21. Oh dear. More of the same. Brawling women, indeed. Oh, there's just nothing here, y'all. It's just the same old tired crap. Do righteous, and you will get rich and fat. Be naughty, and the Lord shall bitch slap thee. And then with these weird little asides periodically, where it talks about what kind of woman you ought to marry. You know, the quiet and subservient kind, not the kind that talk too much or that brawl. As Brainbug says, the misogyny in this one is palpable. All right, let's see. No, is it still all weird and pixelated and crap? I'm gonna see. No, you can't. Oh, that's right. You can't change broadcast quality while you're live. That's weird. You'd think you'd be able to. Oh, and we're already. No, that's right. We're already broadcasting in low definition. 360p. Or, yeah, Mark Caesar, or teach, or want to be the alpha. Yeah, the whoever wrote this book is not a fan of the interesting woman or the strange woman. I mean, some of the books of the Bible, you can't really tell what it's going to be about just from the title. Some of them, it's obvious. You know, the books of the kings, First Kings and Second Kings, those are going to be about kings. Genesis, in the beginning, you know, but some of them, you know, the book of Ezra. That doesn't help if you don't know who Ezra is already. Proverbs, oh my God. It is literally a book of Proverbs. It's just maxims on and on and on. And they're all in the same format. They're all in this same two-part, you know, good is the thus and bad is the so. Excellent is that, crappy is the such. This is fantastic, The other sucks. And it go, I mean, 31 chapters long is this book of Proverbs. And it goes and goes and goes. And it just, and it's either just the most tedious of common sense, you know, if you're lazy, you will not gather as much grain, or it's just weird king shit. You know, the delight of the Lord is a righteous king, and the delight of a righteous king is a faithful servant. Gee, I wonder how that ended up in King James's authorized version. I'm not missing anything, am I? This really is just more of the same of the more. 22. A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor rather than silver and gold. The rich and poor meet together. The Lord is the maker of them all. A prudent man, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. But the simple pass on and are punished. By humility and the fear of the Lord are riches and honor and life. Thorns and snares are in the way of the froward. He that doth keep his soul shall be far from them. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. He that soweth iniquity shall reap vanity, and the rod of his anger shall fail. He that hath a bountiful eye shall be blessed, for he giveth his bread to the poor. Cast out the scorner, and contention shall go out. Yea, strife and reproach shall cease. He that loveth pureness of heart, for the grace of his lips, the king shall be his friend. The eyes of the Lord preserve knowledge, and he overthroweth the words of the transgressor. The slothful man saith, There is a lion without, I shall be slain in the streets. The mouth of strange women is a deep pit. He that is abhorred of the Lord shall fall therein. Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction shall drive it far from him. He that oppresseth the poor to increase his riches, and he that giveth to the rich shall surely come to want. Bow down thine ear, and hear the words of the wise, and apply thine heart unto my knowledge. For it is a pleasant thing if thou keep them within thee. They shall withal be fitted in thy lips. That thy trust may be in the Lord, I have made known to thee this day, even to thee. Have I not written to thee excellent things in counsels and knowledge, that I might make thee know the certainty of the words of truth, that thou mightest answer the words of truth to them that send unto thee? Rob not the poor, because he is poor, neither oppress the afflicted in the gate. For the Lord will plead their cause, and spoil the soul of those that spoiled them. Make no friendship with an angry man, and with a furious man thou shalt not go, lest thou learn his ways, and get a snare to thy soul. Be not thou one of them that strike hands, or of them that are sureties for debts. If thou hast nothing to pay, why should he take away thy bed from under thee? Remove not the ancient landmark which thy fathers have set. Seest thou a man diligent in his business? He shall stand before kings. He shall not stand before mean men. There we have 22. Hey, never again. Microraptor, good to see y'all. More of the same. Except that now we switch into the first person. This wisdom, it cometh from me. Have I not deigned to give thee of my wisdom? Happy art thou that my wisdom cometh upon thee. Who the hell's writing this? It's not David. It's not Solomon. We had that way back yonder ways when it said, here endeth the words of, whoever, whichever one it was. We've been through about 3 authors, if memory serves, and I'm not confusing myself with my Psalms. I mean, I know traditionally this book is supposed to have been written by Solomon. But, yeah, chapter 1 begins, the Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, the king of Israel. But those are the ones that all start with, my son, do this, my son, do that, my son, yada, 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 stay away from the strange woman. Then chapter 10 begins with the Proverbs of Solomon. A wise son maketh a glad father, blah, blah, blah. And that's when he starts talking about being righteous in business. That's when he starts going on this over and over and over again about how you got to make sure that your weights and measures are sound and honest, because otherwise God will be pissed. Then you go on into chapter 12, 13, and 14, which is all about the virtues of the wise son and the virtuous woman. Then 15, 16, 17, 18 is that section that we read last time, which I guess would have been Monday, where it talks about what you do and what you say and what you think and what you so forth and so on. Do right and right will come to you. Speak right and right will come to you. It went on and on and on. So I guess this is still theoretically Solomon talking. But who the hell is he talking to? Surely this hasn't been addressed to his son the whole time. Because it was kind of a big deal back at the start of the chapter, where the start of the book, where said, my son do this, my son learn that, my son seek ye to walk in the paths which I lay out before thee. I don't know, maybe it is. Maybe this is just one long speech. Maybe it's the equivalent of those letters you find to descendants in horror movies. Where all of a sudden you end up with 20 minutes of film time being a flashback while the old woman's voice croaks on in the background about the sins of the family back in the days of yore. No, you're right, Microraptor. Solomon is a king, isn't he? If he starts talking, someone is forced to listen. Even if that is just his son. You're probably right. Maybe so. Maybe this whole monologue is just Solomon to his son. Y'all, it makes as much sense as any other damn thing. This But, oh my goodness, could not Solomon have condensed his wisdom a little? Apparently the wisdom he received when he asked God for wisdom did not extend to being concise. Apparently he prayed for wisdom and got verbosity free with purchase. All right. I complained about that one enough. Is it time to move on to 23? There's nothing here. There's nothing. It's just blah, blah, blah. 23. When thou sittest to eat with a ruler, consider diligently what is before thee, and put a knife to thy throat if thou be a man given to appetite. Be not desirous of his dainties, for they are deceitful meat. Labor not to be rich, cease from thine own wisdom. Wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings, they fly away as an eagle toward heaven. Eat not thou the bread of him that hath an evil eye, neither desire thou his dainty meats. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, saith he to thee, but his heart is not with thee. The morsel which thou hast eaten shalt thou vomit up, and lose thy sweet words. Speak not in the ears of a fool, for he will despise the wisdom of thy words. Remove not the old landmark, and enter not into the fields of the fatherless, for their Redeemer is mighty, he shall plead their cause with thee. Apply thine heart unto instruction, and thine ears to the words of knowledge. Withhold not correction from the child, for if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die. If thou shalt beat him with the rod, and shalt deliver his soul from hell. My son, if thine heart be wise, my heart shall rejoice, even mine. Yea, my reins shall rejoice when thy lips speak right things. Let not thine heart envy sinners, but be thou in the fear of the Lord all the day long. For surely there is an end, and thine expectation shall not be cut off. Hear thou, my son, and be wise, and guide thine heart in the way. Be not among wine-bibbers, among riotous eaters of flesh, for the drunkard and the glutton shall come to poverty, and drowsiness shall clothe a man with rags. Hearken unto thy father that begat thee, and despise not thy mother when she is old. Buy the truth, and sell it not, also wisdom, and instruction, and understanding. The father of the righteous shall greatly rejoice, and he that begetteth a wise child shall have joy of him. Thy father and thy mother shall be glad, and she that bare thee shall rejoice. My son, give me thine heart, and let thine eyes observe my ways. For a whore is a deep ditch, and a strange woman is a narrow pit. She also lieth in wait as for prey, and increaseth the transgressors among men. Who hath woe? Who hath sorrow? Who hath contentions? Who hath babbling? Who hath wounds without cause? Who hath redness of eyes? They that tarry long at the wine, they that go to seek mixed wine. Look not thou upon the wine when it is red, when it giveth his color in the cup, when it moveth itself aright. At the last it biteth like a serpent, and stingeth like an adder. Thine eyes shall behold strange women, and thine heart shall utter perverse things. Yea, thou shalt be as he that lieth down in the midst of the sea, or as he that lieth upon the top of a mast. They have stricken me, shalt thou say, and I was not sick. They have beaten me, and I felt it not. When shall I awake? I will seek it yet again. And there's 23. I don't know about y'all, but I kind of want a glass of wine now. Forbid us thing, and that desiren we. Wife of Bath, Chaucer. Okie dokie. Well, you know, this is one of those weird things in the Bible where they go on and on and on about the pleasures of the aberrant life, and then catch you up and say, but you'll regret it afterwards because it's bad for you. But first it talks about the pleasures of the strange women and the red wine and the mixed wine when it moveth. Yeah, and then the random condemnation of the whore. Big words from King Solomon, the man with 700 wives and 900 concubines, to have the absolute fucking effrontery to tell someone that they're being promiscuous. Yeah, Microraptor, one of those weird things in the Bible. Needs to be more specific. Let's see. And a long and poetic introduction explaining that it's a bad thing to be covetous of another's sweetmeats, and the instruction to commit suicide if you do. I just report them, y'all. I don't make them up. Let's see. When Jesus said, may he who was without sin throw the first stone, wasn't he talking to people about stone a prostitute? It was a woman caught in the act of adultery. Not a prostitute, just a faithless woman. You notice the man didn't get his ass stoned or wasn't about to get his ass stoned. Just the woman. Trust me, we will not leave the misogyny behind when we move into the New Testament. Nor will we leave the patented junk shop rants about it behind. Have no fear. Let's see. Oh, yeah, and apparently all I had to do was wait another chapter, and we found out, because it's gone back into this weird second person, you know, you shall do well to abide by these maxims, my son. So apparently, yeah, apparently this whole rubbish is just what Solomon had to say to his son. Quick, what was the name of Solomon's son? Any of them, really. I don't remember either. I do not. Oh, dearie, dearie, me. All right. Wow, we've been going 45 minutes already. Sweet Jesus. Solomon Jr. Well done. Well done. All right, so we got time for 24. Solomonson. Absalom. Absalom? Oh, how have the mighty fallen, Absalom, my son. Thought was Absalom not Saul's son? I don't know. That was way back in Kings. I just rip this to shreds as I go along. I don't actually retain much of it. Don't tell them. It's a secret. All right. 24. Be not thou envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them. For their heart studieth destruction, and their lips talk of mischief. David's. Yes, you're right. Thank you. That was going to bother me. No, nobody's expected to remember this shit, Mark. It's all archived. You just go back and check. Yes. I wouldn't. Be not thou envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them. For their heart studieth destruction, and their lips talk of mischief. Through wisdom is an house builded, and by understanding it is established. And by knowledge shall the chambers be filled with all precious and pleasant riches. A wise man is strong, yea, a man of knowledge increaseth strength. For by wise counsel shalt thou make thy war, and in multitude of counselors there is safety. Wisdom is too high for a fool, he openeth not his mouth in the gate. He that deviseth to do evil shall be called a mischievous person. The thought of foolishness is sin, and the scorner is an abomination to men. If thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small. If thou forbear to deliver them that are drawn unto death, and those that are ready to be slain. If thou sayest, Behold, we knew it not, doth not he that pondereth the heart consider it? And he that keepeth thy soul, doth he not know it? And shall he not render it to every man according to his works? My son, eat thou honey, because it is good, and the honeycomb, which is sweet to thy taste. So shall the knowledge of wisdom be unto thy soul when thou hast found it. Then there shall be a reward, and thy expectation shall not be cut off. Lay not wait, O wicked man, against the dwelling of the righteous. Spoil not his resting place. For a just man falleth 7 times, and riseth up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief. Rejoice not when thine enemy falleth, and let not thine heart be glad when he stumbleth, lest the Lord see it, and it displease him, and he turn away his wrath from him. Fret not thyself because of evil men, neither be thou envious at the wicked. For there shall be no reward to the evil man. The candle of the wicked shall be put out. My son, fear thou the Lord and the king, and meddle not with them that are given to change. For their calamity shall rise suddenly, and who knoweth the ruin of them both? These things belong also to the wise. It is not good to have respect of persons in judgment. He that saith unto the wicked, Thou art righteous, him shall the people curse. Nations shall abhor him. But to them that rebuke him shall be delight, and a good blessing shall come upon them. Every man shall kiss his lips that giveth a right answer. Prepare thy work without, and make it fit for thyself in the field, and afterwards build thine house. Be not a witness against thy neighbor without cause, and deceive not with thy lips. Say not, I will do so to him as he hath done to me. I will render to the man according to his work. I went by the field of the slothful, and by the vineyard of the man void of understanding. And lo, it was all grown over with thorns, and nettles had covered the face thereof, and the stone wall thereof was broken down. Then I saw, and considered it well. I looked upon it, and received instruction. Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep. So shall thy poverty come as one that travelleth, and thy want as an armed man. Here we have Proverbs 24th chapter. Nothing new. Except for a change of construction. And my favorite new one. Because normally, these, you know, and I'm of course talking about the honey and the honeycomb verse. Because normally when we hit those kinds of constructions, it's as this, you know, as the honey delighteth the belly, and as the honeycomb is sweet upon the tongue, so is the word of the righteous wise in the ear of him that hath understanding. You know, it's that sort of construction. This one, though, eat honey, my son. Wisdom is good like that, too. It just completely caught me off guard, the phrasing there. Eat honey, my son. Normally, these immediate addresses to the son are to steer clear of strange women or to not walk in the ways of the wicked. This is the first one that says, eat honey! Bizarre. This is a weird fucking book. It's been a while since I've said that. Y'all know it's been a minute. All right. Well, let's see. I think that's going to do. We've been going 53 minutes. I think that's going to do it for us today. Let's see. There's 7 more chapters, and they're relatively short. There is a non-zero chance that we could finish this on Friday. I'm not going to hold my breath, and I'm not going to promise nothing. But there's a non-zero chance that we might be able to plow through the rest of this on Friday. We'll find out. You'll just have to check back in with us on Friday and see. Y'all, I appreciate you sticking with me through all this. I know there have been stretches of this project that have been more interesting than others. Most of y'all have been with me most of the way through this, and I can't even begin to express to you how much I appreciate the company on this long and tedious road. Let me check in with the chat. Amiga Nuts, the man with the links. Good to see you, my friend. Render. That's just funny. Little wolf's coming down on the side of the mischievous lips. I think I can agree with you there. All right, so And I really do appreciate y'all coming today, especially on absolutely no fucking notice whatsoever. I hope you join us again for Mental Health Thursdays tomorrow, the same time, 3 o'clock Eastern. Got a very special guest. Tease, 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 tease. Reel y'all in with the very special guest. We're going to talk about a little bit of everything, he and I. We've got a pretty broad spectrum of stuff that we're going to be discussing. Oh, so much love in the chat. Fantastic. Oh, yes. I did tell us on Twitter, did I not? I had forgotten that I did. The last couple of days, y'all, have just been an absolute whirlwind up in old Junk Shop's head, and the card catalog is positively scattered about all over the floor. There was one other something else I was going to tell y'all, but I will be absolutely damned if I remember what it was. But come back and see us tomorrow. If you dug the Improv Bible Study, come back and see us again on Friday at the same time, 3 Eastern, and we'll get through as much more of this damn Proverbs nonsense as we possibly can. All right, find the little nuns. Somebody watches Wine and Reason. All right. Well, as we always say before we roll out of here, everybody take care and be safe. Stand against hate. And wear your goddamn mask. This shit ain't over yet. Stay safe out there, y'all.